folks. Welcome to episode 3 of this very first season. It is the Clubhouse Buzz. Bram van Wyk, welcome back.
JD, thank you. Yeah, episode 3. Viewers, 1, 2, 3. Can you believe it? 3 of many more to come. And just from our side, I just want to say thank you to all our followers.
Followers? Did you say followers?
I did indeed. But
I don't think it's followers anymore. Folks, after deliberating and sending this out on polls, getting approval from the necessary authorities, having been to sub-meetings of meetings, it was decided that our followers will be called insiders. So every time we say followers, you are welcome to correct us. Maybe we'll bring a fine system into it.
Oh, well, I can't see anything better.
But officially, you are dubbed insiders now. So we're going to speak to our insiders. And the first order of business to speak to our insiders about, Bram, it's catching on nicely.
Well done to that, JD.
Yeah, let's get stuck into the men's team that's been selected to go to the Nations Cup in Malaysia. We're going to get straight into it because a couple of new faces, some old experienced campaigners. It starts Dan Bell. New kid on the block, Jaden Brooker. We spoke about how exciting Jaden Brooker is.
Yeah, what a phenomenal talent for South African hockey. I mean, JD, I've had the privilege, or I don't want to call it privilege, but to coach against Jaden Brooker. And I tell you what, you've got to do and you've got to plan not to concede any penalty corners, because when that guy steps to the castle, you know there's some trouble coming up here. So what an exciting found for South African hockey, and getting this opportunity as a debutant in this men's team. I can only see one of many, many more games to come for Jaden Brooker.
Yeah, Calvin Davis also. Trevor Delora back in the team. He's travelled all the way back from the UK to play in that green versus gold series. So awesome to see him in the side.
And he's on form now.
Very good form of late.
He's playing some amazing hockey, insiders. I mean, do yourselves the favour and go and watch that green versus gold, and you'll see Trevor Delora standing out. He looks like a racehorse at this moment in time. He's ripped, he's fast, he's fit, he's strong. Exciting to see Trevor Delora back into the South African setup.
Yeah, and he would have enjoyed a bit of sunshine, seeing that he spent most of his summer in the UK, or heading into the UK summer, most of the winter rather. At Matt D'Souza back in the side, Andrew Hobson, ever experienced Andrew Hobson, Gowan Jones. We spoke about Gowan Jones getting close to 100 caps.
Yeah, what a stalwart for South African hockey and goalkeeper. I had the privilege to speak to Gowan when I was in Durban about 2 months ago, and he's just so passionate about this men's team, and his willingness to keep on pushing and pushing. So what a true testament for men's hockey in the form of Gowan Jones, and just keep on wanting to push and become better and perform for his country.
Yeah, true pro he is. Zanani Cry, Estian Creek, Pibo Lembete, Colin Mentor, Sam Wimby. There's another name, a man who can play some hockey.
Yeah, but JD, I just want to, we mentioned there's about 5 debutants in this team, and all the names you just mentioned, it's quite experienced players. They've gotten a few caps behind their belts already, so it's a very good blend between experience and young players, obviously with an eye on the future in South African men's hockey. So can't wait to see these boys play.
Sam Wimby, Siegling Gubane, Jamie Seal, Ruben Senzel. Let's talk. You want to go one back?
Yeah, Jamie Seal, also a new debutant for South African men's team. He's one of those that hasn't played for the junior box under 21s in the World Cup last year. Another exciting find for SA hockey.
Yeah, then there's the small matter of Ruben Senzel, a man as an 18-year-old, packed his bags, headed off to the WIF class and played his first season of pro hockey. How awesome is it, and what a privilege it is for a youngster to be representing his country.
Absolutely, JD. And he's climbed the ranks so quickly. I mean, last year, this time around, he was selected for the SA schools team.
And at the IPT in Bloemfontein?
In Bloem. He's gone straight into the Junior World Cup, and now he's going to Malaysia playing for South Africa. So, insiders, this is not the first time you're going to see the name of Ruben Senzel on your telly sets playing for South Africa men's team.
I love how you use the word telly set. It takes me back to 1982. 3 weeks after I was born. But
listen, you're giving our age away here, JD. Come now, hey. Settle down, yeah.
Yeah, Marvin Simmons, Angelo Wallstrom, and then obviously that man, the missile launcher, Jacques van Tonder, also back in the fray.
Yeah, I'm happy for Jacques. I'm really happy for Jacques stepping to the forefront, and part of our alma mater. Same as Trevor Delora.
Yeah.
But I just want to mention Marvin Simmons. I mean, he's a player he's come through the university ranks. He's played for the UJ for many years. He's played provincial hockey for many years, and at last Marvin Simmons is getting an opportunity to represent South Africa, play for his country at the Nations Cup in Malaysia. Marvin Simmons, if you're watching, well done to you, buddy.
Yeah, Bram just stole my lines, Marvin, but yeah, extremely happy for you. You've thoroughly deserve your call up into the men's side, and wishing them the very best of luck. We're going to touch on school hockey quickly, okay? It was Sachs versus Paul Roos down in Stellenbosch.
A titanic clash, ladies and gentlemen.
3-1.
I cannot say ladies and gentlemen. I have to say insiders.
That's a fine. It's
Okay,
twice
thank
he
you.
said
Sorry,
it.
I'll
so
take my fine.
Insiders. It was 3-1 to Sachs, stamping down their authority again, and they look like a side that's going to be very, very difficult to beat after their European tour, a tour that they caused a lot of havoc on hockey-wise. Played so much hockey, and it's very interesting to see how that game unfolded. And then in Bloemfontein, it was Selborne College who played against Grey College. Grey College, the ranked favourites, ranked 8th in the country. Selborne ranked 27th or 28th going to the game. 2-2 they played to.
Yeah, but what a game of hockey. But I must tell you, I don't believe that Grey College really played to their fullest potential in that game. But you can always play, you can only play as well as what your opposition allows you. And I did think that the Selborne College team came out there and they really make life difficult for Grey College on their home turf. Got nothing to lose. And they really played well. I must hats off to KJ Friend and his coaching team for getting his Selbornian team to perform that the way they did against the formidable Grey College hockey team as we gotten to know them over the last few weeks.
Yeah, they showed some very good signs early on in the season. Lately, just going into a bit of a slump, but they'll work through that and get out of it again with Grey College. That's what they are known for. And then on the girls' side, there was the tiny matter of a Renish running out against a fairly unknown unit in Parelvallei who's causing all sorts of waves in South African girls
coach
hockey at the moment.
by your big mate Wayne Coetzee. Yes, but what an exciting game as well, JD. You can really see what Wayne is doing for that program at Parelvallei.
There's something that's happening in that school at the moment. You can almost sense it. The way the boys are also playing, just the hockey culture growing. A lovely setting, beautiful setting they have, and obviously Bomber Coetzee has figured out a couple of tricks in terms of Chris Gerbo's impressive playbook. I think Chris also acknowledged afterwards that they were deep in it in the first 3 chuckers and only scoring in the 4th, and it bodes well for South African hockey. The depth, we'll speak about that later on as we interview our guests, which, by the way, you do not want to miss out on those interviews.
What a show, ladies and gentlemen.
This promises to be something special. Folks, we're not going to spend too much time in the clubhouse today, as we want to get our guests in to give you those interviews. So thanks for joining us, insiders. And it's something that Bram van Wyk is going to pay later on, and we'll just decide how he's going to do it. But it was Bram also always catching up. And
should we not ask our insiders, JD, to maybe give a little what they would want us to do as a fine, and maybe we can just give a little short.
I'm so grateful
shoot
that this is on video because you're going to rue what you've just asked.
I'm looking forward to see what our insiders can bring to this.
Maybe
to
a
our
little
comments.
something on TikTok can happen. We don't know. We'll see how that goes.
I'm game for anything.
Well, there you have it. Game for anything in Bloemfontein. That is a dangerous phrase to use. But anyways, folks, we're going to get straight into the interviews. Don't go too far away because we're going to catch you straight after this. Folks, welcome to episode 3, and what a setting it is. We are at the factory of South African schoolgirl champions and Oranje Meisie School. What an absolute pleasure it is. Our guests today vary from the experienced to the not so experienced, but the future of Oranje Meisie School. Joined tonight in episode 3, Bram van Wyk. Amazing to have you back.
JD, episode 3. Can you believe it? Where have we gone? I mean, it's exploded through South Africa. We've just checked a bit of the content on YouTube and where our customers or viewers are from, and it's all over South Africa. What a privilege to sit here at Oranje Meisie School.
Yeah,
where the magic happens, hey?
Talk about all over South Africa. A man next to us, the head coach of Oranje Meisies, Geister van Skalkwyk, born and bred in Queenstown, en hy Prinsloo, the captain, al die pad van Sasolburg af. Gijs, awesome having you here.
Thanks a lot for having me.
En hy, jou eerste keer wat jy so iets aanpak?
Ja, dit is die eerste keer wat ek 'n podcast doen, ja.
Just for the translation, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was waiting
keep on
for
going.
that.
Yeah.
Gijs, let's start with you. Hockey, playing, where did hockey start for you?
To be honest, I was not a first hockey lover at first. I was more of an athlete, and hockey came from me not being able to pursue that athletics dream. And then I just started falling in love with the game, and I think it was a huge blessing in my life considering where I am today.
Geister, talking about athletics, I know you were a serious athlete. How do you feel athletics and hockey actually complement each other? Is it something that we should actually pursue as coaching to prepare your teams better, or do you think it's not a good complement to each other?
All depending on how you manage it. I would love to say it's a good combination, because at hockey you run a lot, and athletics it's a different training system to what you would train at hockey, but the same mechanics is being used. So you're going to run a lot, your recovery and all that. So I think that is something vital that you can learn from athletics, and you can bring it into hockey as well.
Now you said athletics, it's kind of triggered a couple of things. A school that traditionally has the fastest strikers around. You play with a system where you've got two high-hanging strikers. We've seen in the juniors that are coming through, or we'll speak to two later on in Marischal Kroos and Eli Kluter. They have got pace aplenty, and obviously something that you guys embrace here. I mean, let's get back to a midfield that is known to break the seams, who can get ahead, but you also have those strikers up ahead. Is that a system that you guys particularly enjoy?
100%. I think it complements our style of hockey. We play with space and not the player. So if we got numerous space, we can do what we're actually comfortable in doing.
Amazing. Anaikos gaan na jou toe. Amper is net 'n gesprek tussen ons.
Just follow the subtitles at the bottom somewhere around here, folks.
Kom ons praat gou 'n bietjie oor Anay Prinsloo. Waar het hokkie vir jou begin?
Ek hokkie het al eintlik van kleins af begin, maar ek het eintlik my liefde eers toe ek Oranje toe gekom het. Toe het ek my liefde eintlik eers vir hokkie gevind. Want van waar ek kom is hokkie 'n bietjie anders as wat dit hierso is. So ja.
Maar nee, wag, ek gou anderste. What is different? What is different? You say anders in English different. What means different to you?
So hier by Oranje ons het ongelooflik baie meer toere. En soos ons inters is ook baie lekker. Dit het eintlik gemaak dat ek my liefde vir hokkie vind is, want ek het ongelooflik baie nuwe mense ontmoet hierso. En veral as ons deur ander skole van heeltemal ander plekke gespeel het. So dit was my baie lekker geweest, en daar het ek besef, okay, hokkie is eintlik maar dis nie te bad nie, is eintlik maar 'n sport waarvoor ek lief is.
Okay, so jy praat oor hokkie waarvoor jy lief is en jy praat oor ander skole. Kom ons praat oor 'n klein toernooi wat in Augustus hier op julle voorste begin. Die top 12 toernooi wat elke jaar deur Oranje gehost word. So jy's 'n kaptein van seker een van die grootste en sterkste hokkieprogramme in Suid-Afrika. Ek meen, kom ons begin gou daar. Dis 'n groot verantwoordelikheid, okay? Nou het jy die geleentheid om in jou matriekjaar as kaptein vir Oranje by die huis te verteenwoordig. Wat beteken dit vir jou?
Jo, dit beteken eintlik nogal baie. Soos dat is eintlik nie woorde om dit te beskryf nie, want toe ek by prysuitdeling hulle sê ek is die hokkiekaptein, dis ek soos van wow. Soos ek sou nooit gedink dat ek nou sal wees waar ek is as ek hier ingekom het nie. Maar dit beteken regtig baie vir my, soos ek's bly dat die span en dat die afrigters daai vertroue in my het om te kan sê oor hier, jy kan die span lei soos jy het dit. So dis vir my nogal, dit is nogal vir my baie groot om te weet dat almal my back om te sê soos jy het dit, soos jy kan die span lei.
Geister, just from my point of view, and Anay, is there any specifics that you feel is important in terms of selecting your captain? Should it complement your personality, or how do you go about selecting? How did you get to Anay first and foremost, and selecting your captain?
Wrong. I think each to his own, I would understand. Each individual bring their own characteristic of leadership. And I just feel like Anay came into the system of the first team in grade 10, and her relationship with players is very subtle, if I can say it like that. It's not harsh, and at times you don't need the harshness, you need the subtleness. And I think, especially with our young team this year, it's important to have the calm and peace with communication or conversations, being honest and having the accountability conversations. And I think that's where she comes in. Her personality is very approachable, if I can say it like that. She's not very confrontive. So I think that was the main factor, and she's a kind and proper person, if I can say it like that.
Okay, Anay, Coach Gys het nou gepraat oor kindness, oor youngsters en ouderdom in die span, ervaring versus die youngsters. Julle het hierdie jaar groot skuwe gemaak, julle moes begin bou vir die toekoms. Wat is vir die moeilikste dinamiek om 'n groep graad 9's te manage versus graad 12's en 11's wat hulle tydjie saam met jou kom? Wat is vir jou die moeilikste deel van dit gewees?
Ek dink soms is dit maar eintlik die kommunikasie wat daar is, maar want so soms dan as ons nou iets die ouer kinders nou iets sal sê, dan die jonger kinders sal dit nie altyd verstaan nie. So dan moet ons dit bietjie meer uitbrei van hoe ons dit nou so bedoel, of soos hoe ons dit eintlik anders sou wou gehad het of so. Maar ek dink dis maar eintlik al hulle almal wat in die span is eintlik baie verantwoordelik en hulle step up tot waar hulle moet wees. So dis nie eintlik so groot aanpassing met die matrieks en die graad 9's in die span nie.
Okay. Gys, top 12 is around the corner. A slowish start to your season. We just spoke about the fact that you had to start building into the future. So you play at home. It's the 12 best teams in South Africa who arrive. Okay. Where you are now, realistically, what are you aiming at come top 12?
To be honest, we aiming to at least enter in the top 3.
Okay.
And I think that's realistic.
Okay.
But to add on to that, we are definitely coming to compete.
Let's be honest here. There's nowhere on your side who go anywhere else not to compete.
No.
Yes, there's expectations, but you're also realistic in terms of the personnel you've brought in. Finally, we spoke about in our previous episode where your team is finally starting to tick on. You can see it. The grade 9s and the youngsters are starting to play with confidence. They're carrying ball into space. Their heads are up nicely. They're not looking over their shoulder to the bench the whole time to get acknowledgement to say, hey, well done. Now they're into it and they're playing. So, I mean, we'd expect nothing less from Oranje's side coming in. We looked at schoolgirls hockey and we reflected in our previous episodes as well. The difference between 1 and 14 at the moment is marginal. It's anybody's game on the day. We've seen St. Cyprian's come to the fore. All of a sudden, Parel holds Renish to a decent result. And I think a good result for a team like Parel 1-0 to going down to Renish, the number 1 team in the country. Yeah. And that is how marginal hockey is at the moment.
100%. I think it's very exciting, to be honest. If we can go 10 years back, it wasn't so competitive. But now schools have started to invest in their programs, and now it's becoming more professional, if I can say it like that. So the competition level is rising, and that's what I love about it. And that's why our goal for this year is to grow away from all of this. So the next schools need to catch up. So that's what we're on about now. And other people would see it like we're eating the downfall. And I want to say to you, thanks a lot for thinking that. You will look up to us once we have risen again. So I am super excited for where we're heading at.
Gysy, tell me, maybe Anay, you can also come in here. Obviously, being part of Oranje Meisie School, powerhouse of South African hockey program, there's a lot of expectations that come in, year out. What do you guys do to manage, the stresses that goes with the expectations to ensure that when you get in the park, the stress don't actually, or the pressure don't take over your mind or your thought processes?
Bram, I think it will always be a learning phase, if I can say it like that. I just want to mention, I've been working under Mornay for a while, and he's set the standards immensely high. And for me to have an opportunity for him to be my mentor was a huge blessing. I could have learned from him. I could take things from him that I could feel I can grow from this and I can build from this. So I just think the first year, the expectation was immense. I think at the stage where I felt I'm losing myself, where I had to go back and do inner surgical perspective and saying, hey, you will never be a Mornay. You need to be yourself. And that's what I like about him as well. He said, you stepping into this not as a mimic of me, but as the best version of yourself. And that's where I started building and started managing all this expectation, knowing that people always have an expectation, but what do you want from yourself? And that's what I start to filter in with my team as well. A lot of noises will be around you, but you need to listen to the sounds that's going to make you grow. It's going to nurture and direct you into the direction that you need to go with. And that's difficult because we're in a society where everyone's got an opinion. And at times you're going to hear things that you don't want to hear and it's going to affect you. But you need to build the resilience of saying, hey, that's not for me. And we need to, that's why we've got a culture, call it a circle. What's in that circle matters. And what's been said in that circle matters. Everything around we're going to hear, but we don't need to give any energy to it.
And from a playing point of view, captain, how do you manage your players in that regard? And obviously you've got a young group that's under your leadership. What is your secret?
Yeah, in the beginning we stressed a lot also, but we actually came together. So before every game we pray, and then before we go on the field, we will say, okay, you got this, you have this, just play for yourself, play for your team. And I think that really helped us with to lessen the stress. So I think the team is a big impact on how we handle the stress throughout the year.
Brilliant. Anai, ons kyk gou 'n bietjie. Net so 'n paar vrae. Ons kyk wat se gaan hierdie ver. Jou gunsteling hokkiespeler?
Antoinette Lau.
Antoinette Lau.
Yeah.
Kyk, no surprises there. Apparently, she was also in Oranje. No, I'm only kidding. Probably one of the biggest idols that the school has produced. I think in terms of pure power and strength, probably one of the icons in the last 10, 12
and
years.
she's got
bro.
the ability, JD, just to stay calm. She doesn't show pressure. I mean, I got to know her when she was playing at the University of Free State's first ladies team for what, 4 or 5 years, and she was just phenomenal in dealing with pressure. And she just goes about her business, game in, game out, and doesn't look like anything is phasing her. And that's the positive thing for me from a player like Antoinette Lau. And you can see it when she played at the Olympic Games as well. She was just so calm and composed. And quite ironically, she played in a different position that she's never played before. She used to be a midfielder / striker, and all of a sudden she's playing as an outside half at the world's biggest stage. And she just goes about her business and performs.
I was going to ask Anai why, but you just gave the answers. No, I'm only kidding. And yeah, by the way, there's a little Low in the making that's also coming through. She's at the opposition in green, Noah Low.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You'll know a thing or two
I've got
about
the privilege to work with her at this point of time. I'm happy to call it that I get the privilege to work with her. Also, a talent to be making for the future. Also, just like her sister, calm, relaxed, composed, no pressure, nothing is phasing her, and she just goes about her business as best as she possibly can.
And now let's talk about the future. So, where to from here? What's the plan?
I'm actually not sure yet. So I want to take a gap year next year.
Brilliant.
Yes, because I don't know what I want to study or what I want to do, for what job I want to do. So
Okay.
I'm just taking a gap year next year to just figure out what I want to do.
Is hockey in your future? I think that is what everybody wants to know.
I'm not sure yet,
Okay.
but I think I will try and play hockey next year, but I'm not sure on where I'm going to go.
If you think about this conversation in the future, okay, remember one thing, that you are talented enough, you are good enough, you've got the leadership abilities that I haven't seen with a lot of senior players in this country at your age. When things fall apart, you stand up. And that is what has set you apart. That's why part of the thinking was to get you on you in terms of your leadership skills. And you got that through playing hockey. So don't think too much about if hockey should be in your future. Hockey should be in your future. Okay, take your year, figure things out, but make sure you don't put that stick down. A lot of people need you around in the change room, so make sure you have a go at it. Gijs, so let's talk quickly about the dynamics in your team at the moment. How many grade 9s in your side?
5.
5 grade 9s. South Africa, take note, 5 grade 9s. Okay, there's a certain grade 9, and we'll get into a bit later, but we'll speak about it in detail. She has played 99 games as a grade 9 player. Okay. In terms of confidence going into the future for yourself as a coach, that must mean one hell of a lot.
Honestly, it does. I think no one can take it lightly. I think I'm blessed to be in a position to have the opportunity to have selected her in a grade 8 year, because I saw the potential, and many were like, now I'm going to lose. It's like, no, I'm going to manage her. It's all about nurturing and making sure she's got the characteristics or components by going forward.
Okay.
It's tough thinking a grade 8 in a first team setup, playing for Oranje first team. It's
Listen,
insane.
Hey, Gijs, but there's another question I want to ask, and then I looked at the rankings system the other day, and I saw the amount of games that has been on that ranking system from a bulk of the ladies sector. Where we go, some of the teams are already on 35, close to 40 odd games. How do you get it right to manage the player load? I mean, that's a lot of hockey games. How do you get it right to manage that? Make sure there's no injuries. They can come in here, perform week in, week out, and manage with the expectations, and still deliver. It's a lot of hockey games. Do you think from your point of view, is it the right way? Is it, or should we lessen the amount of hockey, or is 40 odd games halfway through the season the standard these days? Is it the norms, and is that for the future as well?
I can only speak for our program. I think it's good for our program. Injuries is always going to be there. Doing your prevention is always good. And I just think how our program runs, it complements the amount of games that we play. And I just think our main thing is mental. Our bodies can handle it, but the main thing is mental.
I love the fact that you said your bodies can handle it, because I've got a sneaky suspicion that what is going on directly below us in this new facility you have has got something to do with that. Talk about your strength and conditioning program that you've got or running at the moment. I mean, we've got the privilege to sit in a fantastic entertainment area, but at the bottom is the heartbeat of what I believe drives a lot of this program.
No, 100%, and that all compliments to Esty. She's our bio, she's in charge of that, and she's been doing a phenomenal job, to be honest. She's got good relationship with the girls, and I think that also plays a huge role. And I think, as you said, that is the engine.
100%. Anay, do you enjoy your strength and conditioning sessions with Coach Esty?
Yes, so sometimes we actually die. So sometimes it's really, really bad.
That is brilliant. We actually die, and then we see the light and we come back.
But there's also, that adds to mental resilience as well. Is those hard, tough, physical conditioning sessions. Having, you got to carry you got to carry yourself through that session, and surviving that session just tells your mind, I can actually do more, I can do better, and programming your body to say we can go, even if we are tired, we can still go. Hey. Is that how you experience as well, Anay, from a playing point of view?
Yes, and also it also helps us because sometimes we go to in a team when we are at ASTs, and when we build each other up, like, come on, you can do it, one more, and push it. So it also helps to go a little bit more than just one, because when your teammate is right there and she's going to push you, she's going to make you better. So that also has a big impact on that.
Okay, lastly, Gijs, how many of your matrics are you losing this year?
Only 2.
So there's 2 matrics that leave. That leaves the bulk in grade 11. There's 5 grade 9s. There's a couple in grade 10.
Meaning his team, when he gets into 2026, we are going next year, would have all played 50 caps and more.
Or 99 or more.
But I'm sure that 99 is going to change within the season to 100 caps. Hey.
No, I don't think it's too far away. We'll get into that in the second part. Guys, it was amazing having you here. Thank you for allowing us into this wonderful facility.
What about the 8-second shoot? They got to have an 8-second shoot.
I was going to give them off, but thanks for reminding me.
Yes, we got to have it. That's the fun part of this interview, Jamie.
I know this is quite simple. I don't know if you've watched our YouTube videos. but we've got an 8-second shootout we do at the end of every show. Okay. First thing that comes to mind is what you have to answer. Don't think about it. Dis nie wat skinde verlosstel nie. Okay.
If you think too long about it, you've missed your shootout. Okay.
Okay, I know you're a perfectionist and you like 8 out of 8. So we're going to go. We're going to speak specifically to what works for you. Okay? Defender or striker?
Defender.
Favorite stick brand?
Grace.
What model?
K10.
What boots?
Sorry?
Favorite boots to play with?
Adidas.
Adidas. Favorite food?
Steak.
Book or Netflix?
Netflix.
Favorite color socks?
White.
And then the last one, probably the most important one. Maths or science?
Neither.
I must agree with that one.
Well, there
Maybe
you
I'm
go.
also in that one.
Brilliant, she nailed it. 8 out of 8. Well done on now. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm going to keep it to hockey, and we're not going to talk about too much of the social life, but let's go. Favorite musician? Okay. Pizza or steak?
Steak.
Favorite town?
Bloemfontein.
Favorite city?
Oh, you got me. You got me on that.
Favorite shoe brand?
Adidas.
Okay. Favorite type of Adidas?
Originals.
Originals. Didn't expect anything less. Jazz or R&B?
R&B.
R&B. Netflix or a book?
Netflix.
Favorite series?
The Good Doctor.
There's your answer. There's your 8.
As the judge of this 8 seconds,
Okay.
JD, this 8 seconds goes to. Can we get a bit of a drum roll here? Anay! Well done, Anay. You've got it. One up against your coach here.
I'd just like to mention to your headmaster, so it's neither maths or science. Thanks, guys. It was awesome having you on our
Thanks
show.
a lot, JD and Brom.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Brilliant to have you guys.
Anay. Mooi.
Folks, don't go too far away. We've got the future approaching us in the next minute or two. So we'll catch you guys just after this. Folks, we are joined by 2 of the youngest bright stars in all that is schoolgirls hockey at the moment. They are in grade 9. Yes, you heard right.
Can you believe it?
Grade 9.
Grade 9.
Grade
And
9.
we're speaking about under 18 hockey here, JD.
Grade 9. So if you are wondering, there's an age-old saying that says, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And here's the example. Joined by Lay Klute and Marichal Kraus. Got that right.
I'm happy to hear you got it right, so that we don't have to get ourselves in a tangle again like in episode 2, yeah?
I've had my ear chewed off in the last week because of one slip-up. You better watch out, because if you make one mistake today, I'll make sure that the world knows about it.
Listen, I'm watching my words, yeah.
You
know,
better.
yeah.
For those who don't know, you went to some English lessons last night. Varsity also still gives English classes. Very well, proud of you. Well done.
Us Afrikaans people, we have to go for English lessons.
That's something Marichal Kraus said before we started. But anyways, Lay, welcome. Awesome having you on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Marichal, baie lekker om jou hier te hê.
It's a privilege to be here.
In English.
Well done, Marichal. Yeah,
Well
yes,
done.
sir.
There we
Folks, it's off air. Let me just get off air here. So, Marichal is nervous to speak English today, but she's going to have to speak English because our questions will be in English towards her. So, if you can just judge us on the comments, what do you think, or how do you rate Marichal's English today?
I think it's going to be Oxford Standard English. I can feel it here. It's brewing inside me. There's a lot of prep. She said to me she went to bed at 1 this morning. She read Alice in Wonderland twice. And then also Jack in the Beanstalk was in there for about 4 or 5 times. So, well done. Eli, let's start with you. When did hockey start for you, Eli Klute?
So I've been playing hockey for as long as I can remember. I think I started in the middle of grade R. So it's been a long journey for me, but just ever since I've picked up hockey stick, I've just fell in love with the game and I've just always enjoyed it.
Listen, are we at an Afrikaans school now? Yeah, because that English is better than mine, JD.
Well, it's not too difficult, bro, but anyways. Let's go, Marichal. When did hockey start for you?
I think I played hockey since I was like 4 or 5 at a very young age. We had play ball in and then when I picked up the stick and the ball, I just felt the connection and I fell in love with the game.
What is play ball? Just explain to us, what is play ball?
It's literally like different games. You play netball, play ball, play ball. Well, you play netball and hockey, and you also play rugby. So different kinds of sports when you're younger.
Were you part of the hockey?
Yeah,
were you part of the rugby part of it?
We did everything.
That's where the dangerous
was your brother also in that program then? Because I know he likes the rugby part of it. Okay.
Well, folks, you heard she said hockey, netball, rugby. I don't think there's any sport that you cannot do. I mean, I've gone through this. I've watched you play netball as a youngster. You were in Chokkies and then you came to Oranje.
Yeah, grade 6 I came to.
Yes. And then there's also the matter of dancing, because I'm going to refer to that quickly. I'm going to try and get that photo for you, and we'll edit it into this. But last year there was a moment where there was contact somewhere in the D, and someone sitting next to me decided it's a good time in her recovery to do like a handstand, handspring, and get back on her feet, which went viral because it was in all that a news publication. And do you think playing all those sports and doing dancing adds to hockey?
Yes, I think so. Like the flexibility definitely helps with like stretching and things before the game. So yeah, I think it probably helps.
Okay. What is your most dangerous weapon when you play hockey? What are you particularly good at?
When I pana people.
I cannot.
Marichal, is that something you actually train, the pana people move? Do you train it? I mean, I'm going to have to ask a coach here in the background after this. Is that part of the training regime that you do?
Yeah, but that's also one skill. And then I also practice my upright backstick. So, like in the D's and things, so yeah. Okay,
so I'm going to put this out there. So, if you don't believe me, then we'll get you the stats. We're in June of 2025. You started playing first team in your grade 8 year. You are in grade 9. You have gone and you've raked up 99 caps as a grade 9. I mean, it is astounding. We did the math of air. If all goes well and she tracks injury-free into her senior year to high school, into matric, you'll go north of 300 caps. The first player in this hockey machine, this factory that is Oranje Meisie School. Surely, when you go up to bed at night, there's a little tap on the shoulder that not maybe you don't give yourself, but your pillow gives you, just to say, well, we're tracking nicely. 99 games of grade 9. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, but I think it's probably my team pushes me to be there. I know, like, it isn't only me alone that, like, gets there. It's also my team that, like, helps me get there. So, yeah.
Elaine, sorry, bro, I'm going to let you get in there. We spoke about sport and all the different sports. There's one thing about you that, I won't say fascinate, but gets me thinking a bit. Academically, and in terms of public speaking, if it's drama or culture, you seem to feature there as well. What's the secret? How do you get to all of this?
It's quite evident that the drama and the public speaking is because I mean we're going to lift our games, JD.
I feel that I'm slightly intimidated at the moment. I'm feeling inferior, which is How do you manage that?
The most important thing for me to do is just to set goals for myself. So in the beginning of the year, I like to make a list of what would I like to achieve with my hockey this year and academically, and then it just really keeps you motivated to know when it does get difficult, I am working towards something. So it really does just keep you motivated. And also, I mean, it is a lot of hard work, but if you plan and if you just get a good balance, it can really just help you.
For all the young ones out there, folks, if you're listening here, I mean, this is crucial. This is really important.
Insert gold.
Yes, you have to put in goals for the year, because that gives you that internal motivation to keep on driving. But Eli, if you get to that point and you do not achieve your goal, and there's a bit of disappointment, how do you deal with that? Oh, have you ever dealt with that before? And that's the first question. And if you do, how do you deal with that?
I mean, of course, I think we all experience disappointments. You're making a team, not making a team that you really wanted to. But I think the mindset to have, it's not, I didn't make it. It's what can I do to make sure I achieve my next goal, and make sure that the disappointment, it doesn't define you. It just it's just something that happens and that's life.
I've listened to a speech from a well-known swimmer in South Africa. I'm not going to name any names now.
Don't be scared.
You know, and the question that they asked a specific swimmer, it's a lady swimmer, what do you enjoy most about swimming? And her response was, and I couldn't first understand what's happening here. And she said, well, all the setbacks. And my mouth went like, huh? What's happening now? And she said, well, if it wasn't for all the setbacks in swimming, she wouldn't have been able to be where she is now. All the lessons that she had to learn from all the setbacks got to a point where she can actually swim and represent South Africa. Because she knows who she wants to be and where she doesn't want to go. And I think dealing with setbacks, that is the absolute right mindset. When I heard that, I thought to myself, this is a new way of thinking about, you don't get to your goal, you don't achieve it. There's setbacks, understanding there's a process to learn from it. And Leif now just also echo that, you get to setbacks, young ones out there, you're gonna get setbacks. But it's no matter how you see that, what positive mind state you can get yourselves in and the lessons you've learned. And it's quite astounding to know that LA also has a sort of outlook on it.
Well, I'm not surprised. We've seen you guys play. We've seen how you've developed through you 2 seasons, you in your first season, from staring over at the bench every time you ran with the ball to get a bit of acknowledgement from the man sitting there or from your captain, to just running with the ball now looking up and then connecting those passes. Let's talk about role models. Jippie Jansen's name came to the fore when we spoke. Why is it Jippie Jansen? Eli?
For me, she's a really big inspiration for me with the drag flicking as well. Just her ability to manipulate the ball to make it just go wherever she wants it to, and the pace and the power that she puts through that ball. It really just, I hope I can flick like that one day.
Okay, let's just get back to drag flicking specifically, because that's something that you've been working particularly hard as well.
And she scored a goal in that, if I saw the other day.
It was against Central,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Unfortunately, she scored a drag flick goal against Central. But yeah, it's nice to see we've got more up-and-coming youngsters wanting to do drag flick, because that's the way goals been scored these days at international level, JD.
Another one next to us, Marichal, also a drag flicker.
Yeah, I'm also a drag flicker. She's also a big role model to me about the drag flick. And her hair, her hair looks exactly like mine, just blonde.
Listen, but now you two are drag flickers. I know their captain Ane is a pretty potent drag flicker. How many drag flickers do you actually have in your team? And do you rank yourselves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What do you do?
No, we are 3 in the team, but we don't. Our coach actually tells us which one should go drag flick, because he has like what do you call it?
Gaan vir Afrikaans.
Wat noem mense dit?
Variations.
Nee. Ja, hy het variations. Ja. En hy weet wat se dag ons perform en wat se dag hy glo ons gaan score.
So it's a confidence thing?
Ja, confidence.
100% confidence?
Yeah, with me also, actually the way that I scored my first goal, Ane actually told me to take it, and I was like, me? And then she was like, yeah, you can do it. And then so I took it and actually scored my first goal for the first team. So just also to know that she believes in us and she backs us and trusts us, that really just meant a lot to me.
Yeah, backs us is the word I was looking for.
Okay,
there you go.
Okay, we got your back here, Marichal. We got your back here.
So you spoke about Jippie Jansen playing in the Hoofklasse. Let's talk about hockey in the future. Eli, any dreams of going overseas and following the current trend and playing hockey in Europe?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Or I would love to play for South Africa as well. Verteenwoordig.
Represent?
Yeah, represent. South Africa it's a big dream of mine, and I'll just keep working hard and hopefully one day achieve it.
Marichal.
Ja, die IPT is nou op pad. So ek hoop ek kan dalk 'n SA span maak en dan net bietjie verder gaan daar, en dan na skool wil ek graag gaan studeer en dan bietjie oorsee.
Waar wil jy studeer?
By Pikke.
There was a voice that
Noted.
hinted in a certain direction. We're not going to get too much into that. Guys, I tell you, if this is the face of South African hockey and the future of South African hockey, we are in such a good space. There's so much talent here in this room that it actually, it's inspiring. the fact that you're willing to write down your goals, and then you're willing to work even harder to achieve those goals is mind-boggling for a 14 or 15-year-old. So I commend you on that. We look forward to your development in the future.
And of course, they've got 3 of the other teammates, also grade 9, JD.
Yeah, true. Do you want to talk to us about your other 3 teammates in grade 9?
Carmen van Wyk.
Carmen van Wyk.
Yeah, for me it was really nice to come into the team we were 4 grade 9s that came in this year, and all 4 of us played under 14 last year. We did pretty good, I think. So it wasn't going into a completely strange environment. We already knew how each other played, so we already had that sense of family going into the team, and we could just expand it.
What makes Carmen van Wyk dangerous?
A backstick.
Oof, yeah,
Okay,
I wanted to.
Okay,
I wanted to
the
say
other
that.
players?
Danae saves every ball you can imagine.
Look, I'll be honest, I forgot about Danae being in grade 9 because I already feel that she should be in grade 11 with the way she
Yeah,
plays golf.
definitely.
When we practice the drag flicks, she makes you doubt yourself.
Yeah, she just stands there and then
So
she just like,
if it is
The Great Wall of Oranje, nee.
Yeah.
And then the other grade 9 player?
Zanai.
yeah,
Zanai.
she's
Zanai
like
Beekers.
a wall at the back.
Yes,
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched her at St. Mary's, played on the left, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Particularly good tackles, like an absolute block.
Yeah.
It must be nightmarish stuff training one-on-ones with her because she'll keep you busy.
And also not scared, eh?
No. If you know her dad,
gets
the word
into those
scared does
contact
not
zones.
come into it. Her dad is not a kind of guy you're going to run into. It'll become very uncomfortable very quickly. But guys, we're going to a quick of an 8-second shootout. Yeah. Okay. You guys know how this works. We spoke about it. Okay. So, Eli, we're going to go first. Okay.
Okay.
Favorite type of music?
Pop.
Pop. Okay.
I don't know.
Favorite book?
That's gone. Okay, next one.
Favorite stick brand?
Grace.
Favorite boots?
Adidas.
Okay. Netflix or reading?
Reading.
Favorite book?
She knows it.
Oh, your favorite books? We should actually give you 3 because I know you read like more than one book at a time.
No.
Favorite color socks?
White.
Can you play a musical instrument?
No.
If you could play one, what would it be?
Guitar.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. It's just
there.
Favorite subject at school? Hockey.
Yeah. No, I'd say. No.
Fine.
Okay, we've gone that one. Maths, science, by any chance?
No.
No? Okay,
Drama?
okay, we move on.
Art?
I like what's biology?
Biology.
Biology. Yeah.
Yes, there
I
you
like
go.
biology.
Folks, that was hers. Let's see if Marishal can do better. Apparently, she's very good on one-on-ones. We've seen that in the past. I think a game last year against the University of the Free State ladies side comes to mind. I think her coach will also remember that. Scoring at will. But anyways, Marishal Shevach, are you ready? Okay. Favorite color socks?
But
Wit. Okay. Netflix or book?
Netflix.
Favorite series?
The Rookie. Ek het al so baie gekyk, so ek moes net 'n bietjie dink.
I must tell you that if I get to my home, my daughter is also hooked on this rookie
Favorite stick brand?
serious thing.
Grace.
Shoes?
Adidas.
Mouth guard or no mouth guard?
Mouthguard, definitely.
Shin pads or no shins?
Shin pads.
Do you play a music instrument?
I played piano when I was younger, yes.
Okay, so piano, great. Favorite musician?
Rian Bernardi.
Can you sing us a song? Oh, come on, Marishal, give us a song out there. We are waiting.
Last one. Pizza or steak?
Steak.
Okay, that's her. That's yours. Well
Okay,
done.
but JD, listen, we can't let her go. We
Rian
we
Bernardi.
cannot let her go offset.
The two of them are going to give
They
us a
can-
little duet
yeah.
here.
Sy kan actually
Let's
baie
go.
mooi sing.
Let's go. Elaine, Marishal, a Rian Bernardi
song,
song here,
We
please.
want 5 seconds, please. Okay, which song are you going to sing? Let's go.
No,
Here we go. We're setting up, folks. Live entertainment right here in front of you. Here we go. Elaine Klutter, Marishal Kraus making their debut on screen. Here we go.
Okay, in 5.
Wat wil sy?
Ek weet nie wat se liedjies ken jy? Ek ken al sy liedjies.
Okay, come Elaine. No pressure. Okay, which one are you going to sing?
No. Wat wil jy sing?
Nee, jy
Maar
moet
Michelle,
sing.
begin jy. Jy ken al sy
Nee,
liedjies.
nee,
Begin
nee,
met
nee,
die begin met die intro.
Vir my.
Ja.
Okay, lieg vir
Ons met
my.
die begin, met die chorus. Met die chorus begin.
100%.
Okay, ready? Okay, we've got it. 3, 2, 1, go.
I only know 3 words.
Go for it.
Please.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Got stage fright here, folks. I don't
No,
think
please,
pressure will
please
get.
don't.
What other song do you guys want to sing?
Wat wil jy sing?
I don't want to sing.
Amazing Grace.
Okay, folks. Apparently they are running late for training, so Coach Gijs just bailed
I
them
can
out.
see. I can see. He's sitting here at the background, pointing
Yeah,
towards his watch.
And I
here.
see his foot tapping
Yes,
up and bouncing up and down. He can't wait to get
Yeah.
going. He's got his shorts on and his training gear. He's also wearing his mouth guard at the moment. So he's ready. Ladies, an absolute pleasure to have you on our show. I look forward to your future and how hockey unfolds for you. Looking forward to 300 possible caps. And when we sit here in your matric year, we might have to say something about that. But Brom, amazing to have them on the show.
Absolutely, and it's so insightful to listen to youngsters just enjoying, and you can pick it up from their vibe on laughing, enjoying, and having fun. And that's what it's all about. Hockey is about having fun and enjoy making friendships. So long may that last. And you two, good luck for your seasons ahead. We'll be following you. Don't you worry. With our screens on the background, and we can't wait to speak to you in your grade 12 year, perhaps again. Speaking about 300 caps, we don't know.
Folks, it was amazing catching up with you guys again. Make sure that you do the responsible thing. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment, follow us on Instagram, on TikTok as well, and then we'll catch you just on the other side of this. Well, what a laugh that was, Brom. Apparently, Lake Luther is not a fan of singing. But anyways, insiders, we want to ask you where you'd like to see us next. Comment in the comment section on YouTube. And this was quite a busy but a very enjoyable episode, Brom.
Yeah, absolutely, JD. I promise you, I was looking forward to LA and Marichal giving us a live performance on air. But we're going to get there. We're going to get someone that's going to help us. That's going to give us a live performance. I'm pretty confident the next guest will do it for us.
So if you are wondering where you want to see us, then make sure you comment on the location, because maybe you have someone with a bit of singing talent as well. Folks, we're going to wrap this up. It's been a fantastic day here at Oranje Rising School.
Sorry for interrupting, JD. There's another fine year. There is another fine year, and I can't wait to see what our insiders will comment down below to tell what this fine should be. I've got one. I can't wait for that one. But
I think you actually have 3. But anyways, I'm close on your
This is
heels.
getting exciting, yeah.
Insiders. It was fantastic bringing episode 3 to you. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. We had a great time here at Oranje Rising School. Fantastic hosts, lovely hockey players, and a coach that seems to have it all figured out. We're going to catch you on episode 4. Bram still has something to say.
don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like us. And do not forget to comment down below. Please, insiders.
He said insiders, so well done. Anyways, we're going to wrap that up. We'll catch you on the other side of this. Cheers.